Okay, so for our action project plan, us three, me, Austin, Zishan, we all decided to do to kind of address the issue of litter around the many parks here in Duluth. And we kind of had gotten the idea from the matter and energy slide from in class, where we had talked about like the first and second laws of thermodynamics, and basically how matter can't be created or destroyed. And we also found some supporting articles when we were studying that had suggested that nearly 22 million pounds of plastics find their way into the Great Lakes. And obviously, because of the laws of thermodynamics, that plastic just doesn't go away. And that came from the article titled Great Lakes Plastic Pollution in our citations. And that same article had stated that they found microscopic pieces of plastic in drinking water and even beer, which is pretty spooky. And the general idea around our project and why it's sustainable, I guess, is we had looked at the three pillars of sustainability in general, from the environment and sustainability picture that we had looked at in class with the three pillars. And we knew that, it was environmentally friendly, picking up trash, and it's also reaches into the economic side of it as well, and it's pretty viable because we had gotten free plastic bags. Austin will talk about that, in order to pick up trash, and it didn't really cost us anything because we go on hikes and stuff like that a lot anyway. It's also, we'll talk about this later too, but it was also kind of tapped into the third pillar of it being social, because we had gotten some more community members involved. We had a bunch of our friends that we lived with, Owen, Jack, Mikey, and Farouk, as well as a couple of people that we had met while we were hiking. We were able to give them bags and be like, hey, do you guys want to pick up some of the garbage on your way? And then for team member responsibilities, it started off as me as like the head project manager to make sure everything goes according to plan and get us together when it's time to pick up trash. And then Austin was responsible for the time and material management, so he had gotten bags and managed time and stuff like that. And then Zishan was responsible for disposing of the trash and recycling. And we ran into a couple issues with that Austin will talk about. Like in Canal Park, we didn't really have to dispose of it because there was trash cans nearby. And then also we ran into an issue with the weather and being able to pick up the trash. So then we did about 14 hours of picking up trash, and then 10 hours of working on a sustainable indoor garden. And Zishan was mainly responsible for that as well. It was a hydroponic garden indoors. And that also was kind of to attack the issue we ran into of the bad weather and not being able to grow stuff when the weather's bad as well. So we'll be passing it off to Austin here, and he'll start by talking about our footprint calculator results, and then continuing on about the trash that we had picked up.
Hello, here we are looking at our first footprint calculator. We have 4.6 Earths for mine, I believe. And now we're looking at Jared's footprint calculator, which is at 5.8 Earths. And now Zishan's, which is at 7.4 Earths. So we can all do a little bit better at being more sustainable. Here we have our first little picture of when we went down to Canal Park to pick up some trash. We saw a bunch of recycle bins and stuff on the way, so that's where we started recycling, as we didn't have much bags with us at the time. Next we went to Lester Park. Me and my roommates, we went on a run, and as you can see, it's pretty snowy during that time, but we still managed to pick up a lot of trash. As you can see, we got some cans and some bottles and stuff like that. So we're just doing our part out there. Next, Jared and I and Zishan, we went to Chester Bowl and Chester Park here. As you can see, look at the waterfall and all that. It was a nice hike as we caught and collected a lot of trash. Next, we went to a place called Knee Bent Creek, which is in West Duluth here. As you can see, it was a beautiful day out, and we did manage to find a lot of trash here, even with the trails being covered in snow. As you can see, there's trash all in the grass here and along the river, which we had to collect. And as you can see, there's a cool building there. And here's the final trash. As you can see, a lot of bottles and plastics. We have Owen here who helped during the process. and a lot of just more trash. As you can see, we have a lot of bottles and cans and plastics here and cardboard. So at the end here, we sorted out all the recyclables from the trash and we threw away all the rest of the trash. And overall, we did get a lot of recyclables, and we did spend about 14 hours on the trails picking up trash and stuff. And even on the trail, we did manage to give away some of our bags that we had to other hikers and stuff that wanted them to help pick up as they go along. Thanks to Jonah for the bag. With regards to measuring our sustainability impact, it was hard to quantify because of the lack of trash that we were able to find with the snow. And when we are in Canal Park, we put the garbage directly into the bins and recycling bins. But overall, we got roughly 22 pounds of trash. I think it came out to. And overall, the social impact was a far lasting effect than the actual impact of picking up the trash. Just giving bags to others and letting people know that it is okay to pick up trash on a hike or just on a walk or something to help keep the trails and planet good.
What's up guys, I'm Zishan. Today I'm here to show you my hydroponic garden. Right here are all my plants. But before we get into this here, we're going to go inside the box and I'm going to show you guys exactly how this works. So, a hydroponic garden. What is it? The garden I created involves a small motor that pushes water and added nutrients through the pipes that send water and the nutrients to the plants. As you can see here, our tub is very moist and wet, and all of our roots are being hydrated just as you want. So, the benefits of having a hydroponic garden. You can grow your own vegetables and food, you can grow them year-round, and it is very sustainable, as this can last for 2 weeks on its own. The only thing you have to really do is change your lights, which are here. These are AeroGarden lights, and they allow the plant to photosynthesize with the light. It has to be on for at least minimum of 8 hours a day, as that is the minimum requirement for all of these plants. So it can last for 2 weeks on its own. The only thing you have to do is replace the water. As we learned in chapter 12.2, that modern agriculture does impact the environment with its mass consumption of water and land. What I present today is a way to sustainably grow your own vegetables and grow crops year-round while using minimal space and resources. Some of the plants I have today are dill, mint, I have tomato, I have yellow and green bell peppers, I have rosemary, I have basil. Here I have red bell peppers and bunny green bell. I got all these plants at Home Depot. The only one I grew on my own was the mint, but the main goal of this experiment is to see if the plants can survive in this project. And so far they have all been growing, which shows that the project is a success and it is sustainable.
So basically, in total, this project, like with just the plumbing and like the hydroponic system itself, was about $50. Additionally, we had to, we bought some of the plants, which adds to the price as well. In total, it took us about 10 hours just to set up the box, but we'll get much longer benefit out of that. And one of the main reasons that we did this and that it benefits us is obviously in Duluth, it's really, really cold. You can't grow stuff year round. And that was one of the issues that we ran into while we were picking up trash, was that there was a lot of snow on the ground, so we couldn't pick stuff up. But yeah,